Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little while since I posted, but we got to get right into the point because there is some serious stuff going on with GameStop and AMC regarding the entire stock market. I don't care if you're in GameStop or AMC or if you're long index funds, you're long Bitcoin, it does not matter because this is going to have cascading rippling effects throughout the entire financial markets, and we are going to be seeing this very soon. And there is some revolutionary, groundbreaking stuff that is literally going to blow your shorts off if you get my drift there. So I don't want to waste any further time. Let's go ahead and get into this. I'm going to try to run this all uncut, just go on a rant with what I've been looking at, what I've been seeing. So if you wouldn't mind, smash the like button on the way in. It really helps support the channel. Comment down anything below. I mean, spread this video, share this with anybody, all your friends in the stock market, because this stuff is truly ridiculous what is going to happen here in the near future regarding these meme stocks. So I'm sure you guys already sort of know the situation going on with both GameStop and AMC. If you think this is just about AMC, think again, because GameStop is actually the king in this whole situation, and I'm actually starting to become almost even more bullish on GameStop than AMC, believe it or not. However, I am much more heavily long in AMC. I am going to transition and begin buying up more GameStop, both calls and options. But let's just go ahead and get right into the point. So we already know both of these stocks had massive runs back in February. They tanked. The shorts did their thing. Mostly this just came from the aid from Robinhood, just cock blocking everybody, cutting everybody off from actually buying the securities, only allowing sells. What do you think is going to happen? So they tanked the hedgies. They thought they were going to get out of it. They somewhat did. They bought themselves some more time as these stocks grinded lower, all still, way higher than they were sitting even before this back in, January, all of last year, as these shorts have just been bashing, betting, and trying to make money off the demise off of American companies and the American way of life. They don't want AMC. They don't want GameStops. They want you to do everything online, digitally, isolate yourself. Not going to get into any of that, but you guys know what's going on. So we have seen a massive run here recently with AMC going from $10 to up to 70. We got rejected at 70 twice, so you can only imagine what's going to happen when we go over 70. But things are starting to crack down. The walls are closing in on these hedges and these shorts. Now, the common narrative, what you might be thinking to yourself, well, they screwed us last time. How are they not going to screw us again? How is retail actually going to win this one? So what I think is the biggest thing of all that really not many people are talking about, people have talked about it in the past, but not right now, which is Blackrock, the king financial institution, the biggest asset manager in the world, managing trillions and trillions of dollars. And the whole financial system is a bunch of small investment firms owned by the larger investment firms, owned by the top elite investment firms. Your Blackrock, your Vanguard, who own each other. They own all the little guys. They own themselves. They own all the companies. They own both Coke and Pepsi. It does not matter which you pick. There is no competition. It is a straight up monopoly between every single one of these companies. I mean, these guys run the world. BlackRock works directly with the Federal Reserve, right? So guess what? Get this. BlackRock owns 12% in GameStop, and they have been buying recently. They've been increasing their stake more and more and more. Now, why on earth would they be doing this to a meme stock, a dead brick and mortar company that's trading at a bazillion times book value? Why would they do this? It makes absolutely no sense. Well, it's because they understand what is going to happen, the threats that this poses to our entire world economy. If we cripple the system, we already saw with the Archegos situation, they got liquidated, they got margin called, and we saw the cascading effect in those stocks that they were long, that they had to sell off. Discovery, 50% plummet, and this is a small firm. When we talk about these other shorts, we talk about the market makers, we talk about Citadel that's got tens, hundreds of billions of dollars. Who even knows how much of leverage that they have outstanding with these naked synthetic shares, which a little hint, I don't know if you guys saw in the Adam Aaron interview with Trades, Adam Aaron briefly for a moment, his camera fell down and he was not wearing any shorts, somewhat potentially indicating at some naked shorts, right? He can't say that explicitly because that goes against all regulatory compliances and such, but maybe a little hint, wink, wink there. But BlackRock owning all of these companies, what do you think they're going to do? Do you think that BlackRock loses? Do you think it doesn't matter what happens? They always win. 2008 financial crisis. Yes, we saw Lehman Brothers and Bear Stearns go out of business, and people refer to those as big money, Wall Street, the people that run the world. Those guys don't run the world. Those guys don't run the world. They are knights. We are pawns. The big firms, the hedge funds, the banks, they are knights. But the real kings, the real elitists, that's your BlackRock, that's your Vanguard, that's all the shadow government agencies that run the world. CDC, WHO, all of these, unelected, corporation, bureaucratic organizations. These are the people that run the world. So whenever you see BlackRock going long, GameStop and AMC, they've got 12% of GameStop and 6% of AMC. And now we've seen the retail investors rally behind this. It was March, 3.2 million individual shareholders owned AMC stock. That is 3.2 million retail investors back months ago. You know, you can only imagine how many there are now. This time it's real. This time the FOMO is kicking in. We have seen the stock run up massively. No doubt that people are talking about this with their friends and family. I know I have been talking about this like crazy. You know, I just cannot shut up about this situation because it is catastrophically enormous, something we have never seen before, something that we probably will never see again for, you know, very, very good reasons. And so when you look at all, like, the airplanes flying over, you know, all the subreddits are blowing up, stock twist is blowing up for AMC, all of social media, Twitter is going crazy. Everyone is looking at AMC. And if you're even just looking at it, why would you not, you know, dabble in, buy a share too? If people saying $100,000 a share, why not buy a couple shares even if you think it's going to zero, right? It's a lottery ticket. And for me, I think it's a hedge against the financial system, right? What happens if these funds get margin called? They liquidate the entire stock market, all their index funds, all of their long positions, you know, Tesla, all those guys that other retail traders are in. And then they just have to cover these AMC, GameStop, meme stocks, and everyone is holding these stocks. So where's the price going to go? There's nowhere to go but up. And you would say, okay, Fed's going to have to intervene. You know, the retail investor never wins. Well, okay, Blackrock is on your side, right? As much as I hate Blackrock, as much as I hate the Fed, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And right now, they do not care about these hedge funds. I actually think Blackrock might be making a ploy to take over Citadel Securities. They want even more power, more control. So if Citadel gets margin called, they get liquidated, all their assets go up for sale. Blackrock can come in, swoop them up, basically take that position of power into their hands, you know, from the entire, basically take the U.S. market economy, a large percentage of that, you know, under their control. So you have all of these big money. Vanguard is in this too. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but there are real people making these decisions to buy up exorbitant amount of shares. Now, obviously, they can't go overboard. They can't just buy up the whole company. They can't induce the squeeze on their own. I think part of this is they're waiting for the DTCC, the new rule, I think is DTCC 005, this Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, which basically this rule is going to force the hedge funds, you know, to increase their cash balances in their accounts. They're going to have to be a lot more transparent, disclose their short positions, which they don't have to do currently or publicly, not to you know, these reporting agencies. They don't have to disclose that, right? Also, I want to touch on short interest is still increasing. The reported short interest is still increasing on AMC and GameStop, and you know, they have their ways to create the synthetic longs to the options market. I don't want to get into that because, you know, honestly, I don't really fully understand the whole synthetic situation. But getting down to business, will AMC or GameStop squeeze? Well, the answer is they have to. They literally have to, or else, you know, the entire trust in the U.S. financial system is gone out the door. And, you know, whatever you want to think about, you know, the New World Order, you ever want to think about the U.S. government, whether they're being truthful, whether the Federal Reserve actually has, you know, our best interest or their best interest, they cannot let this cripple. They will lose all of their power. Whether they're using that power for good or bad, it does not matter. They need the power, okay? So now I want to touch on GameStop, all right? So GameStop was, you know, they say there's already been a short squeeze back in February. Yeah, that was not a squeeze. If anything, that was somewhat of a gamma squeeze because of all the options, which is kind of what we've been seeing in AMC, is a gamma squeeze and FOMO buying. But GameStop right now, there's a couple good channels that I want you to check out. First one is Simulate and Trade. This guy's going deep into, you know, GameStop, AMC, and, you know, this stuff with the, you know, Blackrock. And then Chico Crypto posted a video about the GameStop and that squeeze.
GameStop is going to be pushing forward the first use case of NFTs at a massive scale. This doesn't just put them as a leader in the digital gaming space, but a leader in NFTs, which means they will even have an upper hand on the digital landscape of gaming than something like Steam. So this is big, but when could something like this be coming? And Flow had an Ethereum address. Using Etherscan and checking out the address, it's for a token, GameStop GME. A token, now why would they need their own token, GameStop GME? Unless they're planning to do something else besides NFTs. You can click on the contract within Etherscan to check out the code, and within this you can find GameStop Anon written at the top. But further down into the code, you can find this, UINT public launch date equals 1626261600. And those string of numbers is a Unix timestamp, and if we convert it, the public launch date is coming July 14th, 2021. That is only in a month and a half, my friends, and if you go back to Fubar's tweet, who was brought on for the prod landing page, on the page is the biggest hint of all. There is a tiny white dot in the corner. If you click that, it takes you to a new page that has what was in the Ethereum source code. Game on Anon, but also a cat in a banana suit. which is a game. You press space to start, and it's you on the moon jumping over moon stuff. Why is this important? Well, that cat in the banana suit is from a Japanese animated series, Bananya, where these entities, bananas, come from a magical tree in outer space. The series ended in 2016. They have a plush toy that was recently released on a funny date of 4/20. It's a GameStop exclusive, and as we can see in the description, it's squeezable.
Ryan Cohen, this guy is the key to the puzzle. This guy is playing 10-dimensional chess. Well, nobody else is even watching or has a clue what he is doing. I'm surprised I haven't seen this much elsewhere. They're talking about it in the GameStop Reddits, the Super Stonk Reddits, and all of those. What the idea is here is Ryan Cohen comes in and he pulls an overstock. So overstock, back in the day, I don't remember when this was, they were trading at $3-4 a share. They issue a crypto dividend, heavily shorted stock, right? A crypto dividend that the shorts could not fabricate. They couldn't come up with. You issue a cash dividend, you can come up with that cash. Because if you're short a stock, if I sell a stock short and they pay a dividend, I'm responsible for paying that dividend to the rightful shareholder, right? So what if I can't come up with that dividend? What if it's an NFT, or what if it's a limited supply cryptocurrency that only GameStop has, or only Overstock has? Well, Overstock ran from $3 to like $120, 4,000% increase in price, and that stock was shorted less than, I think, 20%, okay? So that is what happens when you see a massive short squeeze in a limited supply, a limited time frame. There was no other time for them to fool around, no tomfoolery. They had to deliver the shares. They had to give them back. Okay, GameStop, limited supply token. Now, there have been rumors, there's been all of this, due diligence floating around that GameStop was shorted hundreds, thousands of percents even, right? There's no way to verify that. What I can tell you is it shorted a lot more than is reported, which I think is reported at like 20-25% or so. Who knows what the actual short numbers are? You can tell that they are still freaking out. They are still pushing FUD in the media. They are still paying bots to go harass everybody online. They do not want GameStop to squeeze. They're still manipulating the crap out of the stock. And yeah, it's pretty clear that, they're trying this hard. You're onto something. There's something they're trying to conceal. There's something that they're trying to mislead you from. There's something they're trying to direct you away from. And they know why, right? This is where we have the potential for Ryan Cohen to come out, announce this dividend, and put an end to all of this. Now, I think we are waiting on some regulatory stuff to fall into place. We've seen the DTCC 005 bill or whatever. It's been like delayed, or not delayed, but it's just gone like silent. I think they're working on it because they realize, this has to be solved now, or it's already out of hand. It has to be solved now. There's no other way around it, or else we just risk the entire collapse of our financial system or the trust in our financial system. Either of those two do not work. And with Blackrock buying into this, I think there is a huge financial incentive for shareholders of these companies. So if we see this crypto dividend, we see this limited supply dividend, it's not like the shorts are going to be able to cover, over a little while. They'll be able to ladder themselves in, like they short ladder the stock price on the way down. They will literally be forced to cover all at the exact same time, while at the same time, we have a massive community of apes holding the stock, right? Overstock didn't have that. They were less than 20% shorted and they ran 4,000%, okay? We get into the problems where how high can this thing literally go? How high is the insurance going to pay out? Those are good problems to have. Now, I don't want to get in and talk to all that. I could speculate. I could say AMC to 100K, GameStop to 1 million, whatever. There's no way of knowing. It doesn't matter. It's going higher from here. That is all you need to know. And it is going higher, and most likely the other sectors and other stocks could see a potentially massive drop in their prices over this time frame, as we see computer executed trades, computer executed just liquidations. And when it happens, it'll happen like that. Like you see the gamma squeeze. If you watch like the 5-minute charts on some of these stocks, you will see that sometimes they just fly up, they just spring up because no one's selling, right? So what happens when they issue this crypto dividend? All of these shorts have to cover at one time and nobody is selling, right? You tell me. Let me know what your thoughts are about this down below in the comments. Definitely check out Simulate and Trade. He's got some awesome information about this whole situation. He's been covering it for a little while too. And then that Chico crypto video about the GameStop dividend, he really goes deep into like the Ethereum code, the Ethereum network and all this, and how like the token is already somewhat trading, but it's not like actually available yet. So check all that out. Let me know what you think, and yeah, I'll see you next time.